There we go. Now you can see me and hear me. Let's roll that down a little bit. And, well, let me turn that off. That's going to be loud. Ooh. There. Yeah. I had to turn that. I've got another monitor going where I can see what's going on and see who's all chatting in the chat. So, but I'm going to bring my chat up on the main screen, I think, so that I can. Tools and docs. There it is. Chat. Chat. Devani. Hey. I got you. Oh, I got to sign into the chat here on my. Uh, so just a minute while I get logged in. Oh, 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 oh. Whoop. Not that one. Oh, really? Okay. I got to check here because it didn't let me into the chat. So, but I'll be there in a second. I got to look this up, and because my fumble fingers don't want to type today. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's almost 2026, so we're making it. Let's see. Really? There we go. There it is. I knew it was in there somewhere. Now this is copy. No, I didn't want to do that. No. Oh, I'm just having a terrible time getting logged in there, but we'll make it. If it takes a while, we got time. It's not like we're gonna go off and run anywhere. Find. All right. Copy. Now we got it. And paste. Yeah. Check your phone. Yes, it's me. I don't want to sign in faster. I want to go to the chat. There we are. Now we're in the chat. I got you. So, as you can see, I got a little background here. Happy New Year 2026. Uh, if I get out of the way, you might be able to see me. All right, come over here. See, it says 2026, but my big body blocks the way, so here we are. I just had to send a little message to Fractured, and Davani's in the house. Hello, Davani. Ooh. And who else we got? I think that's about it. I should, yeah, I should Davani. Hopefully, we'll get some people in here. It's early yet, and we're just hanging out, ready to bring in the new year. I got my bottle of bubbly ready and my wine glass. So, got things set up, and we're just making a good time of it. I'd like to say that uh, I've enjoyed Fractured's gameplay. He takes a lot of time to put those together and entertain everybody. And so be sure and let him know that you appreciate him and give him a like. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and he'll check your site. Maybe you can get together. So, but yeah, generally, if a person subscribes to my channel, I'll check out their channel and I'll subscribe to theirs. I mean, it's only fair. If they're taking the time to look at my stuff, I should be able to take the time to look at their stuff. And so that's what I do. So I hope everybody can hear me okay. Well, I know you can hear me because I turned my volume down on my other monitor. I've got my second of three monitors going to see the broadcast, but I can't turn the sound on that because it has like a few seconds lag, and that gets a little confusing when you have yourself talking in your ear. It's like you're possessed or something. But I've been accused of being possessed, but I'm not really. It just kind of works out that way. Uh, so, ye doggy. Let's see. We got one watching. I guess it's just me for the moment. I'm just rattling on, but that's okay. Um, this is going to be available on replay after I'm done, and there are some links down in the description that if any of those links can help you out, feel free to click on there. And if you need more information about any of those, just send me a message to chuckbaker@gmail.com, and I will be glad to get back to you and help you out any way that I can. Because that's kind of what I do. I've always been in public service kind of business, and I help people with their computer problems. I'm a certified nursing assistant. Uh, I do writing on computer quick tips. If you've ever seen my website, you find some stuff there. And on my YouTube channel here, you'll find some stuff under the computer quick tips, a lot of things. And like I said, if anybody ever has a problem that they need help with and nobody else seems to have the answer, just shoot me a message and I will do my best to find an answer for you. Here recently, I've got into 3D printing, and I've been making a lot of 3D prints here lately. Let's see if I can show you a few I've got here. I was going to make a stopper, but this particular filament is what they call PLA, and it's actually too hard to make a stopper with. It doesn't give, so it does make a good stopper. But if you look at it, it kind of looks like a space capsule. So I kept it around. And my most recent print here, I made a desk organizer, and I printed that. Now these 3D printers, they're amazing, but I will tell you one thing: they take a long time to print. That desk organizer there was like a 13-hour print job. Filament is relatively cheap, but uh, when you've got a long print, you can take up a lot of filament. But then also, uh, the smaller ones, they don't take up that much. Here, I'll show you here what one of the smaller of the ones here. Woo! Yeah. Now, oh, you can't see it because it's green. Let me get the black one. I forgot. This is a green screen video. You cannot see green on there. So let's look at the black one. It's a black bunny. Let's move that down. Over now. There we go. Black bunny. And then let's test kind of a test program to make sure that the printer is working properly. And another little test program that they put out when you start 3D printing is this little boat here. Oops. They call this a benchy. Looks like a boat to me, but it's called a benchy. And you can print those out and see how it looks. And if you have to make any adjustments to your printer, you can do that. And to get started, when you first get it out of the box and start getting it set up, it takes a little bit of time to set up because you have to calibrate it to the specific bed height and the filament height so that the uh, nozzle is just a fraction, and I mean a fraction, above the bed. But if you get it too high, it won't stick. If you get it too low, it smushes out. So you got to what they call level the bed, and you got to level the four corners to get it as close as possible. and then you do an auto leveling on the program. My particular printer, which is an Ender 3S1, has auto leveling built in. So when you do the auto leveling, it kind of finds all the adjustments and makes it accordingly. But you've still got to have your manual leveling pretty much spot on to get that, or you're going to be out of range. And it'll tell you if it's out of range when it does the auto bed leveling. It'll tell you that it can't adjust for that setting. It'll either, if it's too close, it'll give you a red number. If it's too far away, it'll give you a blue number. If you're in the green, you're just right. So, but anyway, but yeah, you can make a lot of different things in anything. Really, you're only limited by your imagination. I've seen some people make some really, really interesting things. Now, my setup is just a one filament setup, so I can only do one color at a time. But there are people that make this into a business and they have printers that can do six colors at a time that run six filaments. And that is awesome. But I am extremely happy with my printer. It does what I want. I can doesn't take long to swap out the filament if I want to change it. Like I showed you that you couldn't see the green one, but that was a fluorescent green bunny. So if the lights are turned out, it kind of glows in the dark, depending on how long it's been in the dark, in the white, in the light. I can't talk. Ah, so what we got here? Anybody? Uh, all right, Fractures, you're still here. I hope I'm not taking you away from your streaming. I know you've been on going on for over a day now. Ah, taking you from your stream. Oh yeah, there. So yeah, it's 11:19. How time flies when you're having fun, and we're gonna make 2026 a lot of fun. Uh, 2025 was really not very good for anybody, I tell you. But I am feeling kind of good about 2026. I think that now enough people are fed up with the way things have been going that they're ready to stand up and be counted and start to make some changes. At least I hope so. Because I want to see some changes made, and I want to see our country get back to the way it was. I mean, there was nothing wrong to it to begin with, but now it's just kind of been a little mess. And if you don't believe me, just look at the White House. The East Wing is flat. That's not good. Not good by anybody's stretch of the imagination. And it doesn't look like it's going to be corrected anytime in the near future. But maybe when 2026 rolls around here, that's something that we can, as a people, we can help correct. I hope so, anyway. But anyway, let's see. We got still just me in there, but if anybody comes in and reads the chat as we're going on here, if there's uh, anybody that has any suggestions for 2026, just put them down in the chat. We'll get a conversation going because this is a whole new year, a whole set of possibilities. I'm not putting anything for granted on that. We can do whatever we want. We just have to make it happen. If we want to make it happen, we can. We just have to be ready to do it. So, but anyway, I'm ranting. And as Hawkeye Pierce said, my rantings get raves, but it's I'm gonna stop ranting and people could stop raving about my ranting. Oh, but that's that's on that. I also wanted to tell you about something that I've had for years. I don't do a whole lot of reading, but over the years I've collected the World Almanac and Book of Facts. I know it's kind of outdated to have a paper almanac when you can look up anything on the internet, but sometimes you don't have an internet connection and you might have a almanac lying around and you can, if for a quick question, you can look that up. But yeah, I've collected World Almanac and Book of Facts, and if anybody wants to find out what that is, you can get them at the bookstore. You can also order them on Walmart.com and check it out. It has a whole bunch of history. It has a constitution in it. It has pictures from the previous year, and just a lot of things in there that are interesting that you may not have known about the country and the different places around the world. So if you get a chance, check that out. It's not very expensive. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Um, I usually get the paperback. I do believe it comes in a hard copy, but paperback's good for me. I don't need the hard copy, but it's uh, it's really an interesting book, and you should check it all out. And you can send me a message, and if you take a look at it, tell me what you think of it. I mean, I don't have anything to do with it. I don't publish it, but I like it, so I'm just putting it out there so people can check it out if they want. I think you can even go online and get a little synopsis of the book to see if it would be worth your time. Uh, I think that's worldalmanac.com, but you can Google that and look that up and see what you find. But yeah, it's really interesting. If you need a quick metric conversion, it'll tell you that. If you need some information about a country, it's right there for you. And like I said, it doesn't replace the internet, but sometimes you just don't have an internet connection. All right, so we got that taken care of. And let's see. I need a drink. Oop, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I got my bottle of champagne down there ready to be opened in about 34 minutes. So we'll get that. But I'm having my Diet Pepsi. I like Diet Pepsi. But probably drink too much of it, but it quenches my thirst. I like water. I drink water, and I drink other things, iced tea, lemonade, but I kind of like the the diet Pepsi. I know it has no nutritional value whatsoever, but to me it does taste good. Now, a lot of people don't like diet soda. Now, when my wife Cindy was alive, she would not drink regular soda. She always said it was too sweet. So she always went for the diet soda. So that, and after I had my heart attack, doctor said I needed to cut down on salt, fat, and sugar. So I just started drinking the Diet Pepsi. It took a minute to get used to it, but it's not that bad. And it's really nice and fizzy. Ooh, we just had a power flicker. I've got a battery backup here, and sometimes the battery backup gets in and out, and it'll make the screen flicker a little bit. And sometimes my computer, see, I've got two screens going now. I've got the main screen and screen number. Well, the main screen is actually computer, and then I've got one that says number one and number two, and number one is running. And when I got two or more monitors running, sometimes the computer wants to dump the second monitor and go back to the first monitor. So uh, that might happen, but it's a quick reset. No problems. It's not going to kick me off. It never has anyway. It's just a little aggravating because it changes my screen size somewhat till I get it fixed up and back into place. But uh, it's the price of doing business. And I don't mind, as long as it works. It I've had this set up for a while now, and it's worked pretty good. Three monitor setup. I got actually more external hard drives than I know what to do with. So I've got plenty of memory, plenty of disk space. Ooh, I had to burp. Oh, excuse me. And it just keeps busy. Oh, my shredder's on. I should turn that off. I don't want anything to get in there that's not supposed to be. Let's lock that. Yeah, yeah, it's locked and unloaded. So I hope everybody's 2025 was a good one. I know there was a lot of hardships during this time, and if you were one of the people that uh, had a hardship in your life during this last year, I hope it worked out okay. And hopefully, we will get 2026 into a lot better shape. But we just have to work at it. I'm going to start doing things and putting the messages out there and keeping an eye on what's going on. And I'm going to try and do whatever I can to help out to get the country back to where it was before 2016. Yeah, it's 2016. We could have done without that year. But what's done is done. But anyway, we'll work on it. We just got to be willing to do it. So, let's see. Do I have anybody in at the moment? Hmm, let's see. Ted. Really? You're a turkey. All right. You want to do it the hard way? Fine. I got you. All right. It looks like I'm just the one watching now, so that's okay. Uh, but I've done these New Year's Eve live streams for a while now. If you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see the New Year's Eve section, and you can check out the different live streams for New Year's that I've done over the years. And I like doing it. I'm just not a big YouTuber. I do put up some computer help tip videos for people that have run across an issue. And if you haven't seen that before, check out my channel. Excuse me. And to cough. And I don't have any coffee. Where's Dave Ani when I need him? He can send me some coffee and an Oreo. I like Oreos. Loved them as a kid. And hey, if you're ever at the store and you're in the ice cream section, look for the Oreo cookie ice cream sandwiches. They're delicious. They're great. Love them. That and Klondike bars. I like a Klondike bar too. But Klondike bar can be kind of messy, especially if you've got a little fever going and the chocolate melts in your hands. But hey, if you eat fast, you'll get it down. Uh, you, you could use a fork and a knife, I guess. Just cut. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, I was on Fractured Gamers live stream before I got here, and he he was saying that his wrist was hurting. And yeah, I commented on that back a while ago I was playing this game and it was just a repetitious circle motion of my hand constantly. And after a while of doing that, my elbow started hurting. So I had to take a break on that and quit playing that. And I just never went back to it because it was hurting my elbow. But yeah, he was streaming an awful lot today. And with that gameplay and the mouse clicking, that can take strain on your hands. That's why a lot of people that do typing, especially with back in the day when they didn't have electric typewriters, people got carpal tunnel syndrome and they had to have wrist surgery. So yeah, if you do continuous repetitive motion like that, it can do things to you that you don't want it to do to you. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. So you know, I after a while, after I gave my elbow a rest, it just quit hurting, and I haven't had a problem with it. And if fractured gamer gets a little rest and just kind of, you can probably set that up on a pillow and let the swelling go down a little bit, and I think he'll feel better. I hope so, anyway. And my thoughts and prayers are out to you, man. Yep. And if I can help you out, drop me a note. So that goes for anybody. I'm here for everybody. If you need a hand, if I can help you, I will. I don't uh, I don't discriminate against anybody. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what country you come from. You're a human being, and I'll treat you like one. So I just ask the same from you. And that's the deal. You treat me good, I'll treat you good. That's what I try to do. Try to be good to everybody, helpful, uh, and maybe someday being helpful will make me healthy, wealthy, and wise. Uh, I don't know about wise. Sometimes I think I'm just slowing down in my old age. But, you know, when you get to be 65, it happens. People's kind of got to take a step back, and you're not as quick as you used to be. But I still get along. Get along, little doggy. Actually, I've got a little doggy. She's not so little, and he's not so little. You've seen Betty and Arrow if you've been on my channel before and seen some videos. You've seen my dogs. But the one animal you haven't seen is Patches the cat. She is around here somewhere, hiding. Actually, I've got my 3D printer set up over here, and she might be sitting on the top of that cover, lounging her butt. I'm not going to disturb her, but she's a multicolored cat. That's why I call her Patches. And she's a friendly cat, but she's kind of ornery too. If she, if you tell her not to do something, and if you keep her from doing something, she'll get up on my desk and she'll try and knock stuff off. And she's likes to turn off the power switches on my computer and my printer. I, she'll just go up there and smack those buttons, and it's like, ah, power failure. Had to reboot. But she's not hurting anything. She's just making a point, and it's annoying. I'll give you that, but it doesn't hurt. She just wanting attention. When you don't give it to her, she gets her feelings hurt. Poor baby. But anyway, when I she's got a couple of places in the house where if I walk by, she'll jump up and she'll sit there and wait for me to pet her. Um, and I will. And sometimes she'll come up on the desk and she'll paw at me for me to put her in my lap, and then I can pet her on my lap. She doesn't stay long. She gets her petting in, and then she's out exploring other things. But yeah, she just wants you to know that she's around. And Betty, she's getting old. She's like 11 years old now. Arrow's some like 6 years old. Betty was Cindy's puppy, Grandma's girl. Yep. And I know Betty misses her. I know she does every day. But she still got me. She kind of just puts up with me though. But when I come in from work, they're both right up there waiting for their treats. Because when I come in from work from the weekend, They're sitting at the gate waiting for me, and I give them a little snack, and that makes them all happy. But that's what it is. All right, it is 11:42, and we're still broadcasting, such as it is. And again, this is Happy New Year. Let's bring the wrong one. I want this one. It's a Happy New Year. 2026. So, gee, I got really tiny on that. Oh, there's. Yep, fractured you're right. It's not long now. It's 11:43. And welcome back to the channel. Huh. Uh, I guess it doesn't count me as watching. I guess it just counts you because it still just says one waiting. So, but that's okay. I'll wait. And, all right, let's just expand this again. Get my ugly mug in front of the screen. Push this around. There we go. Yeah, back for a happy new year, 2026. Ah, Fracture Gamer's still live. So he'll probably be live till the new year, like me. We're just kind of just waiting. So, but I plan on going on for a little bit after the new year rings in. I usually stay for about another hour. So my New Year's streams usually go 2 hours long. Now, that's what I'm planning for. But anything can happen. uh, the New Year might have other plans for me. Who knows? We'll see. Excuse me. Didn't mean to cough in everybody's ear. Ah, the way this weather's been, it's been like 70s one day and 30s the next day. It's kind of got me a little bit under the weather. I got a little bit of sore throat and a cough, and I think I got a little bit of fever. But hey, I've been there before. It's like happens every year. I'll survive. I'll get over it. I'll take me some Tylenol when we're done here, and I'll go to bed and take a nap. Probably longer than a nap. Uh, I'll probably just sleep in on New Year's Day unless something comes up that it needs my attention. But usually on a holiday, there's nothing going on, so pretty safe. And then Friday will be a different story. You'll be back to the hustle and bustle and get things done. So we'll see. And can you see me now? I cannot see you. It would be nice if I could see everybody. Speaking of that, I don't know if anybody ever remembers Google Plus, but I used to be a member of Google Plus, and you could get into chat rooms and you could talk to people and live stream with them on video and audio, and you could have 10 in a room at a time, and that was really great. But I don't know what happened, but they did away with Google Plus, and I think it was because they said that too many spammers were coming in, and they were making duplicate uh, memberships of other people and using their pictures and just doing uh, uh, fake postings. So I think Google just got tired of it and dropped it. But if you're in a chat, a video chat, and you've got your picture on and you've got your mic on, unless they're doing the AI bit, and now they can put anybody's body into a video that they choose. Um, but yeah, I know the movie industry is really getting nervous about that because now they can duplicate actors to do roles, and they don't have to pay the actors because they can have a computer generated image and audio track of the actors doing their movies. But I'd still rather see a live actor in a movie, even though a lot of the stunts are uh, they're not what they look like, but they are still dangerous, and you can tell because there's a lot of people, actors and stunt people that have been killed in movies because of stunts that have gone wrong. So being an actor is not an easy job. I can tell you that because I did a little bit of stage acting. I never was never in film or anything, but yeah, back when I was just out of high school, I did a little bit of stage acting, and you have to be even on stage. You have to be careful because things move and sometimes things fall, and you don't want to be standing under something that falls. That's not good. So yeah, so uh, it looks easy on film, but it's not easy. And anybody that puts themselves out there to do that, I commend them because they deserve every penny they get. Because it is long hours and physically demanding, and sometimes um, emotionally demanding, depending on the scenes that you're playing. But that's all I got on that subject. Let's see what else we got. Well, it's 11:50. 10 more minutes, and we'll pop that bottle. Have a little bubbly. And actually, I'm looking forward to that bubbly. I'm, I'm drinking my Pepsi at the moment, but I wouldn't mind having a little of that bubbly for New Year's. Yep. Well, I guess I better start unwrapping it because sometimes it can be a little hard to get everything loose, loosey goosey. Got the bottle. Well, let's see. Yes, Ballatory. Huh. I'm surprised that showed up because it's kind of green. The bottle's green. The liquid's not, but the bottle is actually. but you actually saw it. It's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you might even say it glows. But this doesn't glow. At least, I hope it doesn't, because if it does, we got a problem. Nothing. Although, if you look at some of the Star Trek Next Generation episodes, when they're in 10 forward, some of those drinks are like a fluorescent green. Um, and like the episode Relics that had Scotty in it, he was drinking Romulan ale, and I don't know exactly what they made that out of. I, I'm thinking it was probably more like a lemonade with a green food coloring. I don't know, but it looked kind of fluorescent. But yeah, they have weird things. All right, 11:53 in the blessed PM. Oh, oh, oh. All right, we got the tinfoil off, and we are just waiting for time to tick by. Yeah, we've all heard that before. But actually, in this case, it will tick by. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. If not, um, just ask me and I'll explain it to you. That's one reason why I quit watching that particular show, because I knew it was never going to happen. I knew it. But they just kept saying it. Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. And the clock just keeps on ticking. Oh, don't make me laugh. If I start laughing, I'll probably start coughing. And if I start coughing, I may not stop. But that's the way it is. In the big city, 5 more minutes till we get this party started. And hope everybody stays well and healthy and gets everything they want in the new year and just prospers. Um, but like I said earlier, I think it's going to take some work on our part. If we want things to happen, we're going to have to make it happen. We can't sit around anymore and think our elected officials are going to take care of things, because they've done a pretty poor job so far, and I don't see it getting any better. So that's it. Oh, I'm getting on a ranting again. Uh, People are going to start raving at me. It's a good thing nobody's in here to hear me rant, or they'd rave at me. But hey, if you want to rave at me, send me an email. Yeah, it's chuckbaker.org. Um, you can send it to my Gmail account at chuckbaker at gmail.com, or you can send it to my website account, chuckbaker at chuckbaker.org. Preferably that be the Gmail account. I'd see that quicker than I would the uh, chuckbaker.org account because I have my website hosted on tripod, and here lately tripod's been really glitchy. Sometimes the email doesn't work, sometimes the website don't work. So it's kind of a hit and miss with that. But usually, if you send an email to chuckbaker@gmail.com, I will get that one. But oh, excuse me. Maybe this champagne will make my cough a little better. I hope so. It should help me relax. Uh, ah, well, Fractured Gamer just sent a message. Happy New Year to you, Fractured Gamer. Let's put a message in here. To you. All right. There we go. And that's that. We got about a minute and 30 seconds before we pop the bottle. Yeehaw! 2026 is almost here. Can't wait. I'm all giddy. Giddy up. Giddy up and do something. 1 minute. All right. So, sorry I hit the microphone. Hope that didn't smack anybody in the ear there. Actually, only Fractured is on here, I think. But I don't think it smacked him in the ear. 20 seconds. All right. Let's unscrew this. Get the cage off. All right. Now, if I can get the cork out. Yee! 12 o'clock. Let's see. Get the cork. Oh, it's coming. Oh, gotta use a different hand. Okay. It wants to be difficult. New Year don't want to come in. There we go. Got it. Whoa! And I made a mess. Woo! It usually don't do that. Oh well. I'll have to clean that up now. I made a big mess. But I've got just the thing for that. Here. Actually, this has been in the refrigerator for a while, fermenting. I got this last year when I got the bottle for last year. I just got two of them. Let me get a pad here to clear that up. I will be right back. Nobody go away. I'm just moving over out of camera sight. And we will get this working. Oh, oops. Oh, yep. I'm still here. I just had to leave my chair a minute. Uh, we will make this That's the one thing about puppy pads. They can help clean up big spills. So we will clean that up. Oh, oh. There. Okay. Actually, that is the first time I've ever had one of those bottles do that. The whole time I've been doing New Year's live streams, that is the first time that it's fizzed like that. I know they do because it just happened to me. But yeah. All right. So here it is. Happy New Year. Uh, oh, I got to turn my table back over here. Maybe not. There. Adjust things there. That's it. Clean up the mess down here. It's a good thing it's wood floor. We can clean that up. Oops. Drop the Kleenex. I'll pick that up here. Hold on. Ooh. I missed the trash can. I don't know how that happened. I used to have a big trash can where the 3D printer is sitting now, but I had to move it to make room for the printer, so I did. And now my nose is running, and I know that old joke, you better catch it. If I could, I would. Oh, I gotta move this. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this off a minute. I don't think you want to hear me blow my nose. Okay, there we are. Mute button didn't want to come loose. It was being obstinate. I said, no. Yeah. So, what's everybody else's plans for the new year? I know there's nobody in here but me and Fractured Gamer at the moment. If anybody sees this afterwards and want to put a comment, we can talk. Let me know what you got going on. And oh yeah, and for the people that don't have a 3D printer, if there's something that you need made, a part that you need that you can't find, uh, just drop me a note and I will see if I can't whip one up for you on the printer now. It's a hard plastic, there are some filaments that have metal in them. I don't have that. I'm just using the standard plastic that's most common. But if you can, if you need something that's a hard plastic part that you need to get, just drop me a note. See, this here, this was meant to be a stopper for a water bottle, but I'm new to all this 3D printer stuff, and the plastic, this PLA is too rigid. It doesn't give, so it fit in the hole. It just wouldn't stop up the hole. But there's another type of plastic called TPU, and it's a flexible plastic, but you got to be careful with these plastics and make sure that you get it. If you're going to use it for something that's going to hold food or beverages, you need to get plastic that's certified by the FDA as food safe, like the milk jugs, water jugs, and things. Those are all plastic bottles that are food safe. But yeah, you gotta have the right kind of filament, and they do make a food safe filament. Yeah, it's a kind of a long process because the softer plastics you have to store in a cool, dry environment. A lot of people use vacuum bags to store their plastic in so that no moisture gets in there because that can ruin your filament. But yeah, I don't know a lot about that because, like I said, I mostly uh, print with TP, PT, oh, what is it? PLA. I want to say PTA, but no, we're not in school. It's PLA. Uh, you ever have those moments when your train thought derails? Well, mine just did. So keep it. But yeah, that's a that's a PLA filament, and it's hard, very hard. You can't squeeze this. Um, if you squeezed it hard enough, you'd break it. It doesn't bend. It will only break. But the TPU, it's a flexible plastic that people have used for stoppers and other items that need a flexible part. But yeah, and then there's another one called PET G, and the PET G is even harder than this. It's more durable. It's takes a higher temperature. So yeah, this is the PLA, and it melts at 200 degrees. So if you were trying to use this on anything that has a temperature of over 200 degrees, it would melt. The PET G filament, it has a higher melting point. So it's just as rigid, but it works. I'm still learning a lot about the printer and everything, but uh, one of these days, if I get enough demand, if some people want to get some things made, I might get one of those multi filament printers and see what I can do. But the filament's not too bad for a 2.2 pound roll. It's like $20. That's 1 kilogram. So yeah, and they come smaller. The where I tried to show you the fluorescent rabbit, that filament I had a small roll of that. It was like half a pound. Wasn't very much. I used that up pretty quickly, but I've got more standard filament. I don't have any of the fluorescent. I've got some coming, but it's on back order, and it was supposed to be here like on the excuse me, on the 29th, but it got rerouted somehow. I don't know how. It was at this one city, and then it left that city and arrived in my city, and then turned around and went back to the previous city. And it's been sitting there, and it's like 35 minutes away. So if it don't show up pretty soon, I just might jump in the car and go out there and get it myself because I'm getting tired of waiting. But there are stores around here where you can buy filament and parts for 3D printers. Hobby Lobby is one of them that you can buy filament from and tools to work on your printer. So that's always good. There's a Hobby Lobby that's pretty close to me, just an hour and a half away. So if I actually had to have something, I could get in the car and go out there and grab something. And while I'm there, get a get enough to keep me a while, so I didn't have to come make another trip back anytime soon. But anyway, that's kind of what it's like for working with a 3D printer. They even use 3D printing in space. They've kind of played around with printing 3D food for the astronauts in space. That's kind of weird. It's kind of like you got comes out in the paste, but I don't think I'd really enjoy having to eat a paste all the time. I know in the early days of the space program, that's all they had. They had was those tubes of nutritional supplements that they had for food. But yeah, to me, that get old real quick because I'm one of these guys, I'm on a seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it, and I will keep eating it. Let's see. We still got just me. Our Fractured's probably. No, Fractured's probably not in here right now. He's probably doing his live stream still. And I'm here doing mine. And it's a quarter after 12. How about that? You know, this stuff is good. I have always liked the Ballatory, but there's some other brands out there I think I've been thinking about testing. Uh, One thing, as you could see when I uncorked this thing before I made a mess, it's got an actual cork. It's not a plastic cork, it's made of real cork. A lot of the sparkling wines like this, they put a plastic cork in there. And to me, that just don't do the job. That's kind of a turnoff for me. I'd rather have the real cork because I kind of saved those for a while and then they end up disappearing. But that's an actual to goodness real cork. Now, if I wanted to, if I had some food safe filament in a TPU, I could make a plastic cork, uh, something similar to that. But why? Uh, One thing with this, you're not going to recork that with this. It won't happen. You'd have to get a cap to put on the bottle because, as you can see, when it came out of the bottle, it flared out on the end and it doesn't fit the bottle opening anymore. I guess you could probably shave it down and make it fit, but why? That'd be a lot of work. But that's just me. And we're just sitting around singing a song. Funny. I just said that, and what popped into my head was in Star Trek V, The Voyage Home, when they're all sitting around the campfire saying, row, row, row your boat. Oh, it's funny how things just pop into your head and it's by you're thinking about one thing and it brings out the memory of another. A lot of people use that to try and remember memories that they've forgotten. They try and associate a memory with a person, a place, or a thing. And then when they think about that person, place, or thing, hopefully it'll jog their memory into uh, bringing out what they were trying to think of. I've had to do that a little bit too. My memory's not the best. I can put stuff down and right away I forget where I put it. But hey, when you get to be my age, that happens. As long as I don't walk out the door and walk away from home and forget where I went, you might see a senior alert for Chuck. I'll be wandering the streets, maybe in a city near you, but a lot of people know me around here, so I don't think I'd be lost long. But you never know. I've taken care of a lot of people that don't remember where they are or who they are, things of that nature. And I try not to think about it because it's part of living. It happens. And there are some people that live into their 90s and have all of their faculties. And just like Dick Van Dyke, he just turned 100 years old and he seems to be pretty much with it. Still dancing and carrying on, and more power to him. But yeah, it's kind of funny how some people have trouble with that, and then other people they have no problems with their memory or anything like that. Don't know uh, what could be different in a person's life that would make that kind of a difference, unless it's something in your environment. I don't know, but hopefully I'm living the right kind of life and I can still make it out of the bedroom without getting lost in the hallway. Make myself cough. That's okay. Betty and Arrow direct me to where I'm supposed to go if they can reach me. They're in the cage right now in a fenced in area, so they can't actually reach me, but they can hear me, they can see me, and they probably know I'm talking about them. But yeah, they'd probably guide me in the right direction. Either that or they guide me off the edge of a cliff, depending on how bad I ticked them off. I don't think. I don't think they do that. They like their treats. They like when I come home. So I think they want to keep me around. But that's that. Let's see. What time is it now? Ooh, 12:23. 12:23 a.m. Can we handle that? It's well into the new year. Hmm. I haven't heard any fireworks. Usually around this time, somebody is out there shooting off fireworks, but I haven't heard that yet. Maybe the city's cracked down on that, but you never know. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to do it anymore. A lot of traditions are going by the wayside. People have been too occupied with getting by, you know, and it's hard to think of the simpler things. Like I didn't even send out any Christmas cards, and I only got one Christmas card this year from an old teacher of mine. But yeah, people used to send out cards and put up Christmas trees and Christmas lights. When I was a kid, my parents they put up a tree. It wasn't a real tree; it was a tinsel tree with lights and one of those multicolored wheels that go around. But hey, it was a Christmas tree, and they put a few lights outside. Not a whole lot, but just a little. And that was Christmas. But now people have gotten away from that. Like I said, they're too much occupied now with getting by on their own and doing what needs to be done to take care of their families. And I can understand that. It's kind of a shame that you lose all these traditions like that, and nobody has the time to actually do those things anymore. I thought that technology was supposed to free up your time, that you'd have more time to spend with family and friends, but actually, all it's done is occupy more of your time than anything. I mean, there used to be a time when if you wanted to talk to family and friends, you had to call them on the phone, and or they'd have to come by and actually see you. Uh, But now it's just you can dial them up on Facebook, send a text message, and it's just not the same. But that's the way the world's going. I think maybe we need to slow down and pay more attention to what's important. I mean, really, for most of us, your next text message is not that important. You've got time to put it off. When I'm sleeping, I don't hear my phone. And even if I do, I don't get up and I don't check my messages just because it goes off. I'll check my messages when I get up. I'm not getting up just to check a text message. So if you want to get in touch with me, don't expect a right that minute reply. It might be a little bit, especially if it's late in the evening. You may not get a text from me back or call uh, till later on in the day. That's just me. I kind of want to take life a little easy and relax and not overthink it and not work myself to death. But but then, like I said, if there's somebody that needs my help, just let me know and I'll make the time. So that's it. That's kind of what I have. Hopefully, I'm not the only one that has something to say. If you see this later and want to put in a text message, I'll read all of your texts and I'll reply. I've been kind of bad about replying to text messages on my videos, but that's one of the things that I've kind of wanted to work with in 2026 is to keep track of all the people that send me messages and reply back to them. Now, like I said, there might be a little time that it takes me to reply, but I'll get back to you. And if you, I try and look at my email once a day and reply to everything in my email. So just be patient with that. But yeah, I don't want to be procrastinating anymore. I want to fix that this year so I can get more stuff done because there's stuff I want to get done in 2026 that I put off on 2025. And it just kind of, I sat on my butt and did nothing. And that's not what I want to do for this year. I want to get things done. I want this country to get better. I want everybody to be more prosperous. And I want everybody to have everything that they need. Now, there's a difference between what you need and what you want. There's a lot of things I want I don't need. So I can do without them. When I get the things that I need taken care of, then I'll consider getting the things that I want taken care of. But till then, that's that's my priority. It's what you need first, what you want second. And I think if everybody took that approach, we'd be able to get a lot more done in 2026. And hopefully, it'll be a much better year. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, dang, I was thirsty. But we'll see. It's easy to say a lot of things when you're sitting on a live stream on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and you can say a lot of things. But the question is, are you going to follow through with it? And I absolutely intend to follow through with it because there are things I want to have done um, before April of 2026. So I'm going to have to be uh, getting my butt in gear and getting things done and working hard instead of hardly working. And we'll see what happens. And I hope that everybody can kind of jive with that philosophy and get your own stuff together. And I know I can't be the only one that has put off stuff over the last year just because it was easy to put it on the back burner and just coast on by through the year because, like I said, we've had to deal with some things that actually we shouldn't have to deal with. But that's neither here nor there. But like I said earlier, only we can make it better. There ain't nobody else going to do it. It's you and me and the rest of the people out there, the rest of Americans, that have to stand up for ourselves because nobody's going to stand up for us. Nobody's going to hold the government accountable. Not the senators, not the congressmen, uh, not the judges. We're it. We are the first line of defense, and we have to make our presence known. So think about that. And if you like, send me an email with some suggestions of how we can get that started, and I'd be happy to reply to you, and maybe we can get some things going. Um, on my YouTube channel, there is a section uh, on the U.S. Constitution. You can click into that and see what's in there. There's not many videos in there, but I plan to add some more videos to that with some more detailed plans. Uh, yeah, when I first started out, I thought if I wrote my congressman enough that they would take notice and take action, but that didn't happen. I barely got a reply, and the replies that I did get had nothing to do with what I sent them an email or a letter about. And I sent them both emails and letters. But what they replied with was the standard greeting thing that made really no sense to the topic that I was trying to address. So that just tells me that our elected officials don't give a hoot about what we want. So I've got to change my tactics for 2026. And I don't intend to vote for anyone that's currently in office, whether it be Republican or Democrat. I certainly won't vote for a Republican. Back when I was younger, the party didn't matter. If the person that was running had a message that I agreed with, that's the person I voted for. But it seems like the Republican Party has just become a giant cult that I don't understand. And the Democrats, they're just wishy washy. They sit on their hands and do nothing. So we're going to have to make them sit up and take notice. But I'll be putting out more about that in the future. So keep watching for that, and maybe we can get something going that will help get things rolling. You know, there's been people out there that have gotten together the No King's Day marches, and they've worked out a lot of things that they've gotten people together and a peaceful uh, solution to that. They don't riot, they protest uh, with calmness, and they're civil. They don't throw things. They don't scream at people. They don't try and hurt people. But you've got the government that it doesn't matter. They'll just try and shoot you. it's it's kind of hard to state your position when you have armed soldiers aiming a machine gun at you. And that's what the world's come to. You know, having a peaceful demonstration can end up getting you killed today. Just like it's got these people in the seas killed. 26 boats were sunk by the Trump administration. 26 boats that there was no uh, show of hostility. There was no show of weapons anywhere on that boat, but they were still shot out from under the water. And then one person, they shot the boat out from under him and he was hanging on to debris. So they made a second pass and they shot him up. That's not our country. That should not be our country. That never has been our country. And the way it got to be this country shouldn't have happened. Okay, I'm ranting. Uh, Sorry. Nobody come here to hear me rant, but let's talk about something lighter. I hope this year that we have pretty much decent weather. Uh, these last couple of days got pretty cold, and I'm I don't like the cold. I sure don't like the snow. When I was a kid, I loved the snow. Couldn't wait to get out in it. I'd stay out in the snow all day long, and when it was time to come in, getting close to dark, I'd have to go in the bathroom and stand in the bathtub and peel off my frozen clothes because they were pretty much frozen solid. And you look at some of these people, if you watch the ice road truckers or the people in Alaska, you wonder how they can survive in sub zero temperatures like that. But, they're used to it. They live there every day. So they figure out ways to get around. And that's what we'll do, in our situation. Every situation has a workaround. You just have to MacGyver it, and we'll make it work. So the Eskimos, they like the cold, but I'd rather have, well, I, having the summer's okay, But if it could stay like spring all year round, I'd really like that. But where I live, that's not going to happen. We have the change of seasons here. I've got family that live in places where there's like no winter. But yeah, I wouldn't live there. I've been there. I've been to visit. And I didn't like it because where I live, it gets hot, but out there, it gets hotter. Ooh, yeah, not something I want to entertain. Uh, if that company ever goes out of business, with that, it's sparkling spumante. And when my wife was alive, we'd get this every year, and we'd have a drink every year. Uh, she was had a tradition of eating a kipper. It's kind of like a sardine, I guess you could call it. And that was her family tradition. They'd have some of those for New Year's. And I just opened a bottle of champagne, and we'd have sardines and champagne. But yeah, that's it. Uh, it's not too bad in here right now. I've got the heat on, fans going, computer's running, and so it's kind of comfortable. But after the live stream's over, I think I'm going to take a little Tylenol and put myself to bed. 'Cause like I said, I'm kind of stuffy, got a little bit of sore throat and a cough, and I feel kind of achy. But hopefully, if I take some Tylenol, if I've got a fever there, it'll come and bring that down and I'll feel better. But, yeah, but I don't have to work till the weekend. But if somebody needs me, they can call me. But like I said, I don't usually answer the phone if I'm sleeping, but I do get up from time to time because I'm getting older and I have to make a trip to the restroom. So I'll check my phone before I lay back down. If there's something comes up, I'll address it. I just won't put it off because that's one of the new resolutions. I need to take care of things as they happen, and that way I can keep things straight and have everything work together. So we're going to be doing that. So if you need anything, if you need something 3D printed, or if you need help with your computer, or if you having a legal issue, you can check the link down in the description, and it'll take you to the Legal Shield website, and you can find out more about that, about what we do. I'm not an attorney, don't claim to be, never have been, never will be, but what I do is I put people with law firms across the country, and I said law firms, not just attorneys, but law firms that are AV rated. And an AV rating is the highest rating a law firm can get. And I've got access to law firms with an AV rating all across the country and Canada. So if you need some help, and you don't have another option, give me a text, give me a email, uh, and I will get back with you. But anyway, that's enough of tooting my own horn. I don't usually talk about myself. Actually, people that know me would say I've never talked this much in my life. Well, I've just never had much to say. You know, I mind my own business. I stay out of other people's business, and that works out for me. But like I said, I'll try and help you if I can. Uh, let's see. Oops, it's 11:48. About 12 more minutes, and we'll be closing this down. And I know we haven't had a big turnout this year, but hopefully I'll get more responses from the playback and get some more conversations going, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm out here. In my website, you'll see that in the description, but it's chuckbaker.org. And like I said, it's hosted by Tripod, and Tripod's been having trouble. Sometimes the links haven't been working, but you can see most of the things on there. But if there's something that you're interested in and want to learn more about, just send me an email and I will tell you about it and tell you where to go to get some more information about what we're looking at. Oh, but that's it. We're just sitting here drinking champagne. Well, I don't know what you're doing. You could be napping right now. You could be sleeping. You could be out with your friends having a good old time while I'm sitting here holding down the fort. But I'm just drinking my champagne and just talking. Talk, talk, talk. All right. And I want to thank Deavani and Fractured Gamer for coming into my chat this evening and saying hi and uh, spending a few minutes with me. I try to spend a little time in people's streams and uh, usually most everything that I look at I like. There have been some streams that have questionable taste, and on that I just won't give a like. I don't give very many dislikes. Usually hardly any. But if I don't like your channel, I won't be back to it. But hopefully nobody finds anything objectionable on my channel, and um, they might find something interesting. It's got some family stuff on there, and like I said, the uh, computer uh, computer stuff on there. So if you and there are other things in there, some um, different channels. There's some pictures of there, some old pictures that I put up my when my webpage first started, but that link's kind of a hit and a miss. Sometimes it'll work, most of the times it doesn't. But and then there are other things in there, like there are little videos in there and things. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions about what you'd like to see on my channel or on my website, either one, just drop me a note and we'll see what we can do. I want to make content that is interesting for people. I don't just make this for me. I make this so that other people can see what's going on with my life and what's going on in the world. Like, I started my YouTube channel. I think I've said this before in past live streams, but I started my YouTube channel in 2008. Back in 2008, there was a tornado that went through our area, and I made a video of that tornado, and it just destroyed just about everything. And that's how I got started. I made one video. Yeah, I kept making other videos. Mostly when I started, it was just videos, family videos, uh, of vacations and what the kids were doing and what my wife was doing. But yeah, but family stuff, birthday parties, a lot of birthday parties. But then there's the computer corner videos. Well, that helps you out. And if you take a look at my writing on medium.com, which my link is down in the description there, you'll see what my writings were all about. And I haven't done a lot there, but I've done enough. I'm going to keep going, and that's another one of the things in 2026 I want to uh, kind of bring out front and center to make some more writings and get them going. But we see, like I said, it's easy to say these things, but then obstacles get in your way. But, you know, that's what obstacles are for. Obstacles are there to make you find a way to overcome them. And that makes you more resourceful, that makes you stronger and more resilient. So, if an obstacle comes up in your way, you just need to take a step back, think about it. What's the best way to handle it and get it done? Don't worry about if it's perfect because there's really hardly anything that you can do to make a, a problem perfect. You can just fix it the best you can until you find a more permanent solution. But hey, as long as you're doing something, and that's what counts. Let's see. Uh-uh. Oh, yeah. I think Fractured Gamer sent me another message. So we'll send that. And about 3 minutes and we'll be out of here. I appreciate everybody that came by, even if you didn't leave a comment. I didn't see you come through, but everybody that came by, I do appreciate it. And like I said, feel free to put a comment down in the this video when it comes up on YouTube, and I will check this regularly to see that if anybody's commented, or like I said, you can send me an email, chuckbaker dot chuckbaker@gmail.com. If you send it to chuckbaker.org at chuckbaker.org, it might be a while before I reply to it, but I look at my Gmail account almost every day, so you'll be more likely to get a response from me from there than anywhere else. And also, if you need help with a legal matter, if you go to that website, that link in the description there, you can call me. There's a phone number there. It's a toll free uh, 877 number that you can call me and we can talk about what issues you're having. But that's that. And let's see. We got about 30 more seconds. And we'll be rocking and rolling out of here for another year. And I'll be back next year. Same time. Same Chuck channel. Yes, sir. Dee Dee. I don't know who Dee Dee is, but sounded good. Hope everybody has a great new year. And take care. And be safe. Till next time, everybody. Bye bye.